Welcome everybody to Masterclass Week 18. Wow, hard to believe. 4.5 months in, time flies. This is Bradley Benner with Semantic Mastery. It is July 8th, 2015. What's up, Adam and Marco?
Hey everybody, what's up?
Cool.
Good afternoon to you all.
Let's see, I'm going to put a funny picture in our chat too. There we go.
Is it my beard?
No, I should put that in there actually. All right, so today, guys, is going to be kind of more of a relaxed day. I've got a couple things I want to cover concerning the local case study, and then we're going to talk about, what's still left to come, and then we're going to set the stage for next week, because we're going to start the affiliate case study next week, which I'm really, really looking forward to doing that, to be honest with you, and I want to talk a little bit about that today. The next week, we'll go through the full overview of the project and the outline of the project and everything else, but for today, it's going to be mainly just Q&A. Anything specifically covering the local case study, any questions that you guys had that are like outstanding or burning questions that have not been answered to this point, today is the day. Put them on the events page. I will answer them. If we have to, I'd like to try to stay on topic, okay, guys, because that's what this is about. If there are some random questions, we might be able to get to those at the end, if time permits, but I really want to try to keep on topic and cover questions that are regarding or related to this local case study, okay? Because I want to make sure that everybody benefits from that. So with that said, let me start the presentation slides, or grab them just one moment. All right, here we go. Okay, cool. So, local SEO case study, this was supposed to be, I think, week 7, right? I think so. I think it's week 7 today, which is a good jump off for our Q&A session anyways, because I had said I was going to try to get everything done in 6 weeks. Don't ever get anything done within my estimated schedule. It always takes longer no matter what. So, I'm proud of where the case study is at this moment. Just waiting for a few things to settle, and then we'll be able to monetize it. And I don't think it's going to be hard to monetize. So what we're going to cover today is the week 6 review. Not much was done between last week and this week. We'll cover what was done, but not a whole lot was done, again, because I'm kind of on hold. Questions are welcome. These are the things we're going to cover. We'll go over the expense report. Nothing really has changed here yet either. And we're going to go over what's next week, and then, again, Q&A for pretty much anything else, and that's about it. So the citations review, I told you guys last week about Loganix, and I really like their service. In fact, I'll grab this URL. You guys can take a look at this again. If you want, nothing has changed in this report. This is what I had from last week. And I'm going to drop this in chat. Nothing has changed. I got the report from them, or the email from them, stating that their work is done. They've done everything that they said they were going to do. It didn't change the report because they don't do like a full-on link report. They do a citations report, but then they build backlinks to the citations, but they do not give a link report for that, and that's to protect their own networks, obviously, which I recommend doing. Like if you're using Web 2 networks and stuff, you can always create reports, but when you're using your own networks like PBNs, I don't ever give out link reports either. I might give a sample link report, like a couple links, but I won't ever give out a full link report, because then you're putting yourself in danger. Okay, so that's the same thing that they do. However, if you go use something like Majestic or Ahrefs and do a search after a couple weeks on the citations, then a lot of the times, unless they're using some sort of blot blockers like Spider Spanker or something, you can end up getting a pretty good idea of where the links are coming from anyways, right? So it's just a little bit more of a manual process. But I was very happy with these guys. They did a really good job with the citations and everything, and I think I'm going to use them for additional services. I've got I've got a client actually that I just had, another local client. I'm trying not to take on more clients, but I had a referral come in, and I took on an HVAC contractor, and he wanted to use a maps listing that was not like where his physical location was. So we set him up with a PO box and everything, but he wanted to use a phone number that he's had for like 6 years that is already tied to like 14, like, I'm just kidding, it's tied to like 3 other locations over the years. So like he's got this mess of existing citations out there, and I tried to convince him to just go with a call fire number or a, a VUMBR number or something like that, to where it could be a fresh, unique number, because he now has a new web address and he has a new physical address because of the PO box, the setup that I did. But he just insisted on using that old number. And so I told him, I said, well, that's fine, but it's going to take 6 months for you to see any results, because it's going to take that long to clean up all those old citations. If you go with a new number, I could probably get you results in 90 days. And he wanted to go with the old number. So Loganex, they have a citation cleanup service. It's $400, but I think because of the quality that they provided with this this test campaign that I ran with them, I'm probably going to let them do it. So I'll give up, a good part of 1 month's service fees, SEO fee, and just let them handle it. You know what I mean? So that said, I think it's a good service. We're going to talk very briefly. We'll look at the rank report for the week, the local maps rank report. I didn't do an organic report because it really hadn't changed much. Like, it had changed like literally 1 or 2 positions, and that was it. So it wasn't worth me taking the time to generate the screenshots of the organic rank report. So I'm not going to share that. But it didn't change much, guys. Not a whole lot of change organically. So I did rerun the local report that I use from Bright Local, and you can see that we had some go up. Some of the videos are doing really, really well. Some of the map stuff, it's still bouncing. It's still new. Not worried about it. Just going to be patient. We're going to talk about some of the additional things that I am going to do between now and next week, though, in just a few minutes. But what's interesting is we really don't have anything about Haymarket on the site yet, and we're starting to appear in Haymarket maps. See this? Which is cool. Haymarket and Gainesville are so close to each other that often you'll see Gainesville listings in Haymarket, and sometimes you'll see Haymarket listings in Gainesville. But usually, and I've talked about this, I was going to set up blog posts on the site and target Haymarket, and I haven't done any of that yet, and it's still starting to show up a little bit in maps. So we're going to push that a little bit harder, and that's going to be one of the action items between now and next week, is to start pushing on Haymarket a little bit so that we can get double the exposure, right? But what's interesting is a lot of these videos are like, some of these videos are crushing it. So, for example, and guys, I haven't, remember, where's that echo coming from? I heard an echo. I haven't done anything different to these videos, guys, other than I did the Hangout Millionaire blast to the networks that I had set up, which I was 100% transparent with you guys when I did it, about how I did those videos and what they went to, and I have done 0 SEO work to them other than just using the IFTTT networks. And it has been, I don't know, 6 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks since I did that. Actually, it's probably only been about 4 or 5 weeks, because it was a couple weeks in to the case study before I did the video syndications, right? So it's only been 4 or 5 weeks, and I have done absolutely no additional SEO work to those videos, and some of them are now ranking #1 for my terms. So, for example, we're going to go take a look at this. Kitchen remodeling right here. Now, I am signed in with this profile account, but kitchen remodel, let's go over here and turn off private results, and you'll see that kitchen remodeling Gainesville, VA now is #1, and this video is #1, guys. And I've done nothing different than just my original syndication. So, some of you that are on the call right now, or I know some of our students in the IFTTT SEO Academy, maybe not in Masterclass, but some of our students have posted posts in the Facebook group occasionally whining about, well, I've done this and I've done that and my videos haven't ranked and blah, blah, blah. And, sometimes videos require additional work other than the IFTTT networks. It's just the nature of what we do, guys. The IFTTT networks are not magic bullets. They work incredibly well, but they're not magic bullets. So sometimes it takes more work. Sometimes there's keywords that you're just not going to rank a video for unless you've got like nuclear capabilities like Holly Cooper, right? Which is just not feasible for a lot of people. And other times, if you're just freaking patient, they'll rank. People, look, I know I can be impatient as well, and I want stuff to happen now, but you can see I didn't, look, June 3rd, so it's been not even 5 weeks, and this is ranked now, #1, and I've done absolutely nothing different, okay? It was just the video syndication, right? And likewise, like I said, I'll show just a couple other things briefly. And this one, let's see, we'll do web design. I showed this before. I don't mind showing it again. But this is the big video for one of my clients, right, that I got to pop, guys, and I didn't do any additional work to this other than syndicate it to my network. And it popped big, right? Same thing I've done with I showed the other one, the roofing installation video. It's the same thing. I didn't do anything different. It just took a little bit of time, and I was patient, and it ended up ranking, okay? So I just wanted you guys to see that some of these you know, if you're just patient sometimes and let your networks do their work, then a lot of the times they'll end up ranking. It can take some time. Like here's home remodeling. Home remodeling, I'm number 4 with the video. So you can see that in Gainesville Home Pros is right here. And you can see that I'm going to continue working on trying to push the maps listing up. That's, to me, the most important because that will convert better. By the way, there was a question last night on the Hangout Millionaire webinar by BJ Ocampo, who has been kind of following us for a long time, about you know, the conversion rate between videos and maps. And BJ, don't get it twisted. I did say that maps convert better than videos. There is no question about that. But if you can get videos on page 1 to start driving and generating traffic while you're working on getting your maps to rank and your organic listings for your websites to rank, then that's what you should be doing because you can rank videos very quickly. They might not convert as well as a website or a Google Maps page, but they will still generate traffic. And so you do that as an interim, right? You do that. Plus, once you do rank your pages and your maps listings, now you've got the video, maps listings, organics listings. Sometimes your Web 2 pages or posts will rank, or your Web 2 properties will rank. Citations can rank, your Yelp listings, Yellow Pages, that sort of stuff. So what are you doing? You're taking up real estate. There's only 10 spots available. And then 10 spots with the maps listing sometimes, you know, but my point is if you can take up more more real estate on page 1, you're pushing your competitors off the page. And that's equally as important to me as getting ranked, is pushing your competitors off, right? So just so you know. Again, guys, I'm really pleased with the videos. I haven't done anything else, and so those are that's why like I can actually probably start monetizing this now. I'm still going to wait to monetize this fully because I want to get more stable in the top 3. For my chosen keywords in the maps listings. And then hopefully the organic listings will be up by then. That's what's going to take, you know, the organics, you got to be careful with that because you don't want to overdo it with a new site. Link velocity, right? The speed with which you build links, you don't want to go too crazy up front. All right. So anyways, we're going to move on. Any questions on any of that? Adam?
Nope, we are good to go. Wayne had a question about images, but we can get to that as part of the Q&A.
Okay, cool. We'll keep running. Good. We're only 10 minutes in. That's great. Okay, prospecting funnel. I got the contact video done, so I want to share that with you guys. I got that done today, actually. I almost forgot about it, and then I was able to bang it out about an hour before Hump Day Hangouts. And so, guys, this is how quick you can do this stuff. I know I've done it a bunch, guys, but it's not difficult to do. I told you exactly what I'm using, Easy VSL, to create these kind of videos. This is the contact video that I'm going to send to. This is going to be the start of the prospecting, right? So the prospecting funnel is essentially a video email. That's my preferred method for prospecting, is video email. And by sending this video, this very video right here, which I'm going to share the link here, Adam, I'll drop it for you to put on the page for them. I got to change the thumbnail. I don't want that to be the thumbnail. I'm going to have to change that. In fact, let me do that right now. Just one moment. Let's see. I need to put a custom thumbnail on because I don't like that. I'm going to have to put a custom thumbnail on. Anyways, so my point is Easy VSL, guys. I was able to bang out a video. It took me just under an hour, probably about 45, 50 minutes to create this video. And I've got a VA right now who's scraping leads. He sent me a sample report earlier today to make sure that he was getting the information that I wanted. And he's scraping all that I like to, you know, there's tools out there that'll do that, guys, like lead scraping tools. I know there's a bunch of them out there. So I find it still better to have a human actually do it for me because they can, you know, find stuff that the tools just can't find because they, you know, they can do other things. So like I've trained a VA to be able to gather contact details for companies from me. And if they can't find an email address, then they'll go to like the Google Plus page and try to find it there, or they'll go to LinkedIn and they'll grab the LinkedIn URL so I can contact the prospect via LinkedIn if needed. You know, there's the email is often listed in Facebook on the about page, the personal email, so you can find that. And so I always try to get as much data as I can before prospecting, so that I almost guarantee that I'm going to get directly to the business owner instead of going through like a gatekeeper or through somebody's spam info at account. If you know what I mean, every website has an info at account, right? Or something like that. It's usually info at or contact at or something. But a lot of those times, those emails never get delivered to the actual owner. What you want is to try to get somebody's Gmail address or Yahoo, or God forbid, in the contracting industry, there's a lot of people that still use AOL emails, believe it or not. So if you can get one of those, that you know that that's going directly to the owner, and that's gold. So I pay a VA to scrape that data for me, because they're generally able to get that information by just doing a little bit of digging, you know, a little bit of detective work, and then they put everything on a spreadsheet and send me the spreadsheet. So he's working on that for me now. Once I have that list, then I'll be able to send this video directly to those prospects various ways. I'm either going to have him, his name is Nazmul, but I'm either going to have him send an email from this account. So I'll have him go in to this account, the you know, persona account that I have set up, and have him send straight from Gmail with a screenshot of the video with the custom thumbnail, you know, and the play button and everything, so it looks like a video that you can play right in Gmail. And remember, if somebody else, the recipient, is in Gmail, they can play it right in Gmail. If it's in Yahoo or whatever else, then it'll still look like a video, and when they click on it, it's just going to open up in YouTube, right? So there's either that, or, like I mentioned this before, let's go over to the watch page. I'll pause it. Right here, when you go down to the share button, remember there's an email button right here. There's an email button, and I can put the email address in here of this recipient and a message, and it will take a screenshot. It's a really cool looking email, and it will email the video to them, and they'll get the video, and when they click on it, it just will take them right over to YouTube and start playing the video. So I'm either going to have a manual, have you know, Nazmul actually email them for me. I'll just give him a template email where he'll change out the contact details, the owner's first name, and he'll send the emails for me one at a time manually, or I'll have him come into the YouTube channel and do it that way. Okay, so you can see the message preview here, but you don't get to see it unless I actually sent an email to somebody so you can see it. But I've covered this before. But it's very, very cool, guys. So anyways, that's what I'm going to be doing for prospecting. If you guys got a chance, take a look at that video. In the video, around the 35-second mark or whatever, this is the annotation that I used in order to link over directly to the application. So anybody that's watching this, when they're watching the video, when that call to action, that button comes up, they just click on the button, and it's going to take them directly to my funnel page with the application that we talked about last week. Okay, so it's a very simple funnel that I was able to set up. I think cumulatively between this video and setting up this page and this video and this form, I might have maybe 2.5 hours total put into this funnel that I'll be able to use to monitor. And again, that was building it from scratch. Once you build, you know, if you plan on scaling, like if I was going to continue building out remodeling sites, then all I would have to do is switch out a little bit of data on these to you know, and once the funnel, you have a template set up, is my point, then you can reproduce it very, very quickly and make your job a hell of a lot easier going forward. This was the first remodeling funnel I've set up, so it took me maybe 2.5 hours, and I can drive cold traffic into this funnel, and by the time somebody gets through down here and hits submit, there are people that are really interested. And by the way, if you watch this video, I made sure that it was clear that you had to apply or basically qualify for these leads. Which I'm hoping that's going to work well. It's not something that I've actually tested with a cold funnel before, but I'm assuming it's going to work well. You guys will get the you know, the results as we actually send out the prospecting emails, which should be hopefully in a couple weeks. Okay. Any questions on that?
Yeah, but I think it'll be covered well in the Q&A. Okay.
Expense report. Nothing has changed here other than I actually haven't ordered this yet, but I know what my prices are. I'm going to go ahead and do a press release, because the press releases will get a flood of backlinks to the site really quickly for a new site. That's fine, because I'm just going to have the press release written to announce the new site, you know, the opening of the business, so to speak. And I have a press release writer that I hired from Odesk quite some time ago. Her name is Elon. She's awesome. All I do is give her who, what, when, where, when, where, why, and how, and she writes a press release for me, and it's always perfect. And it cost me $20. So I'm going to have her write a press release. And then I have several subscriptions with PR distributions. Newswire.net is one of them. Another one is Press Advantage. And I only pay $10 per press release just because I have subscriptions with them. Typically, you're going to pay a lot more if you don't have a subscription with somebody. But luckily, I do. So it's only going to cost me $30 to do a PR press release. And I will do that with the NAP at the bottom of the press release. So I'll get, not only will I get backlinks to my site, which will help with the organic rankings, but I will also get the NAP syndicated to all those media sites that if, when the press release gets picked up and distributed, which is going to be a flood of citations. Okay, so I'm hoping that that's really going to help stabilize those rankings or kind of make them jump. Because right now, again, I've been really slow and cautious on the organic side, but I kind of want to, give it maybe another 2 weeks tops, and then hit it again with another blast. The PR I'm going to be doing between now and next week. So I actually still haven't ordered it. I'm probably going to order it tonight, and then I'll probably have it distributed, scheduled to publish either on Monday or Tuesday next week, so that by next Wednesday we'll have the report, and I can show you guys what a distribution report looks like. It's really impressive. So, okay, and lead scraping, I haven't got a bill for that yet. I pay that guy per lead that he scrapes instead of by the hour, and usually I pay him 50 cents per email to scrape the data and to email it for me if I'm having him do the prospecting, the emailing for me, which I don't do it myself unless it's just like literally a handful of people. But usually when I'm going to be, like, for example, he's scraping, we can go look at a map real quick, but let's go do it. We'll look at this. All right, so we got Gainesville, which is where I'm located, or where this site is located, actually. Shit. Let's click that again. All right, so Gainesville is here. This is in the or the red. Then we have Manassas here, which is the bigger area, and then Haymarket is right here. It's right next to Gainesville. So I'm having Nazmul actually scrape remodeling contractors' contact details from Haymarket, Gainesville, and Manassas. So those three areas. And I think I told him Centerville, too. Centerville's right here. But anyways, he's scraping that data. So once he has all that back, like, I usually pay 50 cents per email if he's collecting the contact details and then also doing the email. If he's just collecting contact details for me, I usually pay 25 or 30 cents per lead. Okay? So if he scrapes 100 leads for me, it's going to cost me anywhere between 25 and 50 bucks. If he's doing the emailing for me, which I will have him do in this case, because there's going to be, at least several dozen. It'll cost me, for every 100 it'll cost me 50 bucks, which to me is totally worth it to have him do all the work for me. Okay. So when I get a bill from that, I'll let you know. All right. Next week, we're going to add posts for Haymarket. I know I've been saying that for 3 weeks. I've actually got a new curator who is being trained right now as we speak. She's been in training for 2 weeks. She's actually somebody that's been writing for me for a year and a half, maybe even close to 2 years now. She's in Africa. Her name is Esther. She's awesome. But I'm teaching her how to curate now through the Curation Mastery course, actually, and she's just kind of taking her time. She's a new mom, so she's got a baby she's taking care of, but she's really, really good. And so as soon as she's ready, the first project she's going to curate for is this project. And so as soon as she's ready, I'm going to do the post for Haymarket, which will help us to rank in Haymarket. I just showed you guys earlier here that we're already starting to show up in maps a little bit for that. So with some posts, some targeted posts, we ought to be able to push into organic as well and start pushing up in maps. So I think it's time to do that. As soon as she's ready, we're going to do that. New videos targeting Haymarket. What I found was interesting was in this local marketing report, I'm actually ranking in Haymarket with videos in organic, yeah, not page one, but you're seeing some of these videos are showing up in Haymarket, and these videos aren't even targeting Haymarket. They were specifically targeting Gainesville. And again, I told you there's crossover there because if we go back and look at the map, Haymarket is right here, guys. So it's right next to Gainesville, right? Here's the center of Gainesville. Here's the center of Haymarket. So they're very close. But since I'm able to have some videos on page 2 or page 3 and page 4 actually for Haymarket, when they weren't even targeting those terms, I figured it'd be good to go ahead and set up a video campaign to target all these keywords in Haymarket, plus the blog posts, and those two, that like kind of 1-2 punch ought to really get me ranking in Haymarket well, the website as well. Not only the videos, but the website too. And in maps possibly. Most likely in maps as well. So really looking forward to doing that. Also, just again, full disclosure, I'll be using Hangout Millionaire to automate that. It'd be really awesome because all I got to do is load in or change the details out on the description to target Haymarket instead of Gainesville. The campaign's already set up. It'll take me under 10 minutes to set this up, and Hangout Millionaire will push these videos out for me 100% on autopilot, and I won't have to do a damn thing other than turn the computer on, change a couple details, and click a button. That's it. And a month later, I'll be sitting in #1, like we are with the videos that I showed you earlier, ranking really well with videos. Okay. So for that, let's see. The next thing I just talked about press release. I'm gonna go ahead and do the press release between now and next week. Prospecting funnel, the root domain landing page completed. I have not done that yet. I didn't work on that at all. So that is something that before I can actually start sending traffic to the application page, I want to make sure that the home page, if nothing else, just the home page. I mean, I could make the home page and have no other links anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like the only link that it could link to possibly is the application page, and that's it. So I don't need to build out some crazy site and have a whole bunch of information on it. Why? What's the point? It really makes no sense. I just got to finish this home page to be topically specific about, or topically relevant about, remodeling, or leads generation for remodeling contractors. That's what this is going to be about, right? And so once that's done, then I can start driving traffic to it. So it's just on the back burner. Right before I start sending prospecting emails, I'll have that done. So it'll take me a couple hours to finish that. Excuse me. Last thing is going to be start emailing leads list if the site is ready. I don't know that it's going to be ready between now and next week. I really don't assume it to be. Like I said, I want to take it easy, guys. I don't want to throw all this hard work away by being too aggressive. So, like I said, I wanted to try to squeeze in the build part in 6 weeks, and I did it. I was able. I mean, it's not 100% built, but it's like 95%, right? You guys see everything. The site's built, the prospecting funnel's built, the leads are being generated. Just not all the off-page stuff is done yet, and that's. I met my goal as far as completing the site build and the funnel and all that. But as far as actually monetizing it, 6 weeks was a bit too ambitious. Only because we have to, I want to take it easy on the site. I do not want to push the site. Because if you push the site, then it ends up never ranking well, and it's just a struggle from that point forward. It's better just to be a little bit more patient. But that's why I said I don't want to wait. We're going to go ahead and move into the affiliate campaign. For those of you that aren't doing affiliate stuff and all you want to do is local stuff, look, I made this mistake early in my career. I used to set up lead gen sites, like even before I was doing client work and I was just doing lead gen stuff. I would set up, I would build 2 or 3 sites at a time, and then I would wait for them to rank. Like literally, I would work on them all the time, even though they were built, and I would just constantly try to go find. And a lot of it was manual at the time. I was doing manual link building and blog commenting and stuff like that to build links. And I would work on those sites until they ranked. I wouldn't start working on new projects until they ranked, and I lost a lot of time that way. Because a lot of the times, especially with local sites, guys, if you have your on-page done right and you do your initial link building with your social signals and stuff properly, you can leave them alone and not do any additional link building, and in a matter of 3-4 months, they're going to end up ranking really well and sticking anyways without having to do additional work. And so the mistake that I made was I always wanted to see my work generate results, or return results. I wanted to see them to start generating traffic and revenue before moving on to the next project. And what I should have been doing was doing my initial off-page work and then moving on to the next project instead of waiting, and just allowing that work to take effect. It just takes time. You have to be patient. And I know as SEOs, we often don't want to be patient, but that can end up causing more trouble and causing more. You end up not ranking as well because you're too aggressive. And so it would have been better just to keep moving and keep building more properties, because then you think about it. If it takes you a month to build 3 properties and then you wait for 3 months for them to rank, then you lost 3 months where you could have built 3 more properties each month for those 3 months. Then by the time your first 3 start to rank, you would have a total of 12 properties built, right? And then it's just they start popping in place and you start making more money. Every month you can look forward to start making more and more money. If that makes sense. So my point is, guys, don't get caught up in making any one project your baby, right? Especially for local lead gen stuff, guys. Don't make any one don't fall in love with any one of your projects. Just build it, do what you're supposed to do to get it ranked, and then leave it the hell alone and start working on something else, and just let nature take its course, and it will end up ranking well most of the time. Okay. And don't also just be advised that sometimes you're going to have losers. There's going to be winners and losers, and sometimes you're going to have losers. Do not spend do not spend too much time on a site that's not performing well. Just move on. If that's the case, try to recover stuff if it's not doing well, but don't spend a lot of time on it, because your time could be better spent building a new property that just there is kind of a random ranking factor to things. Terry Kyle from SEO Traffic X uses that term, and I love that term. But some domains are just doomed to never perform well. And so sometimes, you'll have a site that no matter what you do, it just won't rank well. Well, just forget it. Move on. Put the same site on another domain and get rid of the old domain. Something like that. All right. Next week, we're going to talk about any updates for the progress made to the local case study. Very briefly in the beginning of the week. At the very beginning of the class next week, we'll talk about any updates made. Probably not going to be a whole lot, other than I'll maybe review the press release distribution report with you guys, so you can see that and how cool press releases are. Like, I love press releases, so I'll show you that. And then maybe if the blog posts have been posted by then, I'm not sure that they will be, but if they are, we can review a couple of them or whatever. But that's pretty much it. And then the rest of the week, next week, we're going to be going step by step over the overview of the affiliate case study and what's planned, because I got a lot of plans for that. I'm actually really excited about that. So we'll talk about that next week. So with that said, question time.
Let's do it. We got several, but we'll start at the bottom.
Okay.
And as I say that, okay, so Wayne was asking, this was the image question, how do you get a large image to show up in the Google listing like the attorney's listing last night in the Hangout Millionaire webinar? So. And
also like what I just showed a minute ago?
Yeah.
So let's go back and look at it again. So we'll say web design, Gainesville, VA. There we go.
There we go.
All right, so he's talking about this. How do we get this to happen? All right, well, there's a couple things that you can do. One that I found that makes this happen more often is to have an authority channel. So if you have a channel that's in good standing, that you've had preferably with a lot of activity. Okay, so how do you build authority to a channel, right? That's question number one. If this can happen with like, I haven't seen this happen with videos on channels that didn't have authority. It may happen, guys. I'm not saying it doesn't. It's happened to me several times. I've got several videos that have popped these big videos like this, but they've all been channels that I've had that have had some age to them. They are set up properly, like exactly what we teach here in the masterclass. Go back and review weeks 2 through 7, I think, or 2 through 6, and it's all about YouTube optimization. It's all the first several weeks of masterclass was strictly about YouTube. I believe the first 2 masterclasses that we had, besides the introduction one, were specifically about channel optimization and building authority. And so go back and do that, because that's number one. I found that it happens if you have a channel that's in good standing and will build authority, or has built authority to it, by following all of Google's rules or YouTube's rules, which now with the custom URL eligibility requirements being different than they were before, you need to have, like, channel art. You need to have it tied to a Google Plus page, which should happen anyways automatically if you create the account through YouTube instead of through Google Plus. It will automatically create a Google Plus page. Also, if you tie a website, an associated website, to the channel, that is also part of the requirement now, but that's going to give you that authority. That additional authority. Then interlinking everything the way that I don't know that that's a requirement, but I know that it helps. Okay, so again, all the stuff that we teach in the channel optimization, which is like, I think, again, week 2 or week 3, or maybe weeks 2 and 3, do that, number one. Number two, I found that if you're using a lot of internal YouTube links to the target video that you want it to pop big like this, that helps. So what I mean by that is I've had some videos that I had trouble ranking on page 1. This one wasn't, actually. This was very easy, really, to be honest with you. But I've had some videos that and I talked about this in the Hangout Millionaire webinar last night, but there was one video that, and it was for the same, it was in the same campaign. This is one of the video production companies, guys, that I rank videos for. Anyways, there was a video that was on page 2. It was in position, it would bounce between position 11 and 14. So it was always right at the top of page 2, bouncing in those top spots, and I just couldn't get it to page 1. So I set up a Hangout Millionaire campaign just because I have that tool, but you could do this manually. It just takes more time. But I set up a YouTube campaign where I grabbed all, I think I did maybe 8 other keywords, which were just long tail variations of the keyword that I was trying to rank for, and I syndicated videos with an internal link pointing to the target video that I wanted to rank. It's just like what we teach inside of the YouTube Silo Academy, guys. That YouTube Silo Academy, that is exactly what I've done, and I've been able, and then literally within about 10 days, I think I did 8 videos that were basically supporting that one video. So I set up a playlist. I made that one video that was the client, it was for the video production company. So I just provide wholesale services to them, and then they resell, they mark them up and sell them retail to their clients. So I had this one video that I was trying to rank it, and then like I said, I made that video the top of the silo, and then I created 8 other videos just targeting variations, long tail, and it was the same video, guys. I took the same video and syndicated it 8 times with variation, variable keywords, variations of the keywords. And all I did is, first of all, live streaming, it's going to be a unique file anyways, but I just, the length of it changed a little bit, the file length, the live stream length changed a little bit. The music, there's an intro and outro music, changed a little bit. If you're using Hangout Millionaire, if you do this manually, you can just change the length of your live stream. That's all you need to do. Excuse me. And then once those videos syndicated out, I put them all into a playlist. And then within about 10 days, man, that video went from being stuck on page 2 to #1 position, just like that. And about 2 weeks later, it popped big. Not this one. It's one I can't show you, but it popped big, and it's been big ever since. So, and guys, I know on some browsers it won't be big, and also sometimes depending on what IP you're looking at, you won't see it big. But locally here, it shows up big, and in Firefox and Chrome it does. So, anyways, all right, does that answer that question?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, I mean,
looking
guys,
at the other questions here.
There's another one that there's a specific extension that you can put on the end of a YouTube video URL when you're building links to it. That's in Holly's course. I don't know it off the top of my head, and I don't know that I'd want to share it anyways because that's part of her course. In the mastermind we talk about it, but in the masterclass, guys, you can do some digging in Black Hat forums and stuff like that and find out that code because I've seen it in other places too. It's just a little extension you put on to the end. I can't remember what it is. It's something equals KM or something. I don't remember what it is exactly, but just do some digging on your own, guys. You can find it. Now, that's supposed to help it pop big too. Again, I've had several videos that I never did any of that for pop, this being one of them. And I didn't even know that until I learned it through Holly's course a while back, like not the most recent one, but the one that from before that. But I know that these popped anyways for me. So, but apparently there's some sort of code that it's just a couple characters that you put on the end, and it can help it to rank. And again, you guys can find that if you just do some digging. Okay. All right. What else?
Let's see. Next up is Ken. Ken's asking, would Whois be a good place to check for emails? Yes. In fact, it is. Sometimes it's, that's something that we go to as well. Ken, that's a good idea. Or thank you for mentioning that. In some of the webinars that we've done already, guys, like for example, the prospecting webinar here in the masterclass, we talked about ways to find emails. Also in, I think, the advanced strategy webinar for number 3 for IFTTT SEO Academy, I went into pretty good detail as to where I find emails. But yeah, Whois is a good place. However, a lot of times you'll find like the Whois details. If it's private registration, you're not going to see it anyways. But you can still get an email delivered. Usually, you know what I mean. Like all my emails go through or have the Whois protection or privacy, on them. But if somebody emails that private domain or that private email, it still gets sent to me, right? It just gets sent to me with a tag saying it came through the Whois server. So you can still get access to people. So that's not a bad idea, Ken. Typically, like what I said, as I have my VA, they go to their website, obviously.
they grab their Google Plus page, then they try to find the owner of the company's name, usually from the about page on the website, or they can go to like manta.com, and manta.com will it's a business directory, but it usually lists a lot of information about the business. Oftentimes, oftentimes you can find the owner's personal email in Manta, or their best email, I should say. If not, a lot of the times you can at least find the owner's name in Manta, and then from there we can do a search on Google Plus to see if they have a Google Plus profile, to check their Facebook profile also, plus their Facebook page, both their page and their profile, and also LinkedIn. Again, LinkedIn is another area that you can go to get get access to people. So those are usually what I'll do, is I'll have them scrape those locations and then put them all into a spreadsheet, and usually by then I have what I need to be able to get to the owner. Okay.
Cool.
Like we're gonna run out of questions today. That's cool. We can talk about the affiliate stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, Keith has got one too. This good one. How many emails and how often are you looking to send them out? I assume he's talking about prospecting for clients.
Yeah, it just depends on the campaign. That's Keith. Yeah, that's Keith. Keith, it just depends on the campaign. Like in this case, I'm targeting a smaller area. So if we go back and look at the map. I don't, because Nazmo hasn't got the report back to me yet. Like, he just sent me the sample report today to make sure that it was, that he had everything in there that I wanted. And so tomorrow, I might get it back tomorrow, if not tomorrow, by Friday, and then I'll have a better idea of how many contractors I'm looking at. Now, I've had him do some campaigns for me where he's gathered 1,500 emails for me, and it took him a month to do it because it was all manual. But and then I've done email campaigns where I've done 50 emails per day, and I've done that 5 days a week, so it's 250 emails per week, and I paid him to do it. So and then, like I said, I'd pay him 50 cents per, so it was $125 a week to do all that for me. But the prospecting was done manually on his end, and then all I did was field the results, which was driving into a cold traffic funnel, anyways. So, in fact, one of our students. And I are partnered on a deal, and we're kind of working on some stuff together, and that's what we've got. We've got some automation tools that we've set up that are going to be handling a lot of that. But it just depends on the size of your campaign. This one's going to be a rather small campaign, so I'm assuming we might have, I don't know, 45 to 60, and I could be wrong. I'm just pulling this out of the air, but my assumption is we might have 45 to 60 prospects to email to. So I'll probably have him mail out maybe 5 or 10 a day, and then probably roughly 10 a day, and maybe in a week or so he'll have it done, right? So, again, it just depends on the size of the campaign. All right, Tim says, what is FSS? I don't know what that is. Okay, looks like he actually
some issues.
It looks like he had a seizure. Hope you're all right, Tim. What kind of conversion rate do you get out on an email sent out? Okay, that's a great question. As far as conversions, do you mean where the contact, like the email turns into an actual contact where they call me? Okay, I can give you numbers on. All right, when I was doing a video email originally, guys, like before I was setting up funnels, and I'll get to that, Valerie, in just a moment. Before I was sending or driving the leads to a funnel, I would have them come directly to me. And I've talked about this before, where you can use a email opening notifier. So like you can use Yesware, which is like $5 a month, I think. The one that I liked the best was called Point of Mail. If you go to pointofmail.com, you'll see what I'm talking about. It costs like I think $90 or $99 for a year. To get to the top, the higher level, and that's the one I always use. In fact, I still have an account there now. But what I would do is I would send a video email to the prospects, and then when they clicked on it or any link within the email, it would notify me, and it would also show me. And look, let's just log in there because we got time anyways. Let's just go to Point of Mail real quick. You guys can see the dashboard. The last time I was using this was in January of this year. I did several campaigns. And I'll show you what that looks like. All right, it's been a while since I've been in here, so let's look at analytics. That's probably it. And we'll go to custom. And I don't remember if it was January or February this year, but so we'll go to 2 months. And where's the show? There we go. They changed their interface a bit. Okay, so you can see that I just did. It looks like I only did it for a couple days, but let's go take a look at these. I think, can't you just click on it? Yeah, they've changed their interface. Let me see if I can narrow that down. That was 1.7. Just 1 minute, guys. They have changed their interface, so. Okay, so here you can see that these are the analytics that are sent out, but then they also have like the red. So these are like people that actually open the email. Here's the red rate. There's duration. Let's see that. This shows duration. I'm assuming in seconds. Again, this is all new. These looks. I'm not used to the way this looks. There's also I want to take maybe let's go look at Outbox. I want to see if I can see it. Okay, this is what I was looking for. That's cool though that they have analytics now. All right, so if we take a look at this, guys, we can look at right here the status. For example, this one right here says this is actually a client email. I don't know why this is wrapped up in here, but this says that he read it 8 times, he forwarded it once. This right here is a this was a prospecting email. So this is saying, did you see this review of your business? And this was I was doing some Yelp marketing testing, and this guy read it 3 times and he forwarded it twice. You see that? So anyways, to answer the question, what I was doing originally was I would set up a video email. So I would take the screenshot of the video, put the play button on it and all that, embed the photo, the image, and the email, and then hyperlink it to the video so that if anybody clicked on it, it would look like a video in the email. Excuse me, and they click it, and it would open up in YouTube, and then it would have the call to action. And when I was doing that manually, I would have a point of mail. I had this tracking, and what I would do is I would get notified. It could give you desktop notifications, so it would pop up, or browser notifications. It would pop up from here and notify you, hey, somebody just opened your email. It would give you the details of the clicks, if they clicked forward, or if they clicked any of the internal links, which then you'd know they were watching the video, because it could notify you that they've clicked a link in the email. So then now you know they're watching the video. You can also set it up to send a text message to your cell phone. So when I first got started, and this was 4 years ago now, I was using point of mail and video email, guys, and I was getting a 33% conversion rate. So for every 10 emails that I sent out, I got 3 phone calls. I got like literally 3 conversations out of it, and I'm like the click rate was higher, but I would end up getting actual contacts with at least 3 people, and that was huge. To me, that was huge. I was closing anywhere between 3 or 4 people out of every 10 emails that I sent. Or I had a conversation started with them. I wasn't closing that many, but I would usually close at least one of them. So you know, the response rates were really, really huge. And in fact, a lot of the people that I talked to would tell me, hey, you know, you really got my attention with that video email. Nobody's ever done that before. And so it works. It's very, very effective. Now that I send traffic to, I'm not as hungry as I used to be, guys. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't need the work. I'm not chasing the leads down. So what I mean by that is if you guys are new though, this is something that you can do to get the most effect, the most results out of your work. Is if you have something like this set up, then when they click that email and they open it, you get notified. Then when they click a link, if you have your settings set up properly, then when they click the link, you get notified. And it will show you right in here the duration. So like, for example, if we open this one up, we take a look at this, guys. Look what this says here. This says forwarded and read on. It says the duration 24 seconds. You see that? If I open this up, it's going to give me, look, this one was forwarded and read on Wednesday, January 21st. It says duration 1 minute and 30 seconds. Don't you think they were watching my video? If they clicked on it and they had it open for 1.5 minutes, because if you take a look at the video that I just showed you guys over here, it's what? It's 1 minute and 20 seconds, right? Those are usually about how long my videos are when I'm sending a contact video. All right, so like, take a look at this one. This one is read on Wednesday, open more than 3 minutes. So he just left it open in his browser. But you guys see that? This gives you a lot of data. And if you have the notification set up properly, then what you can do is as soon as you get that notification that it's been clicked on, you can open up your the program real quick to find out which one it was, then go check your spreadsheet and say, okay, now that's this business, and have their phone number handy. And then when they click the link and you get notified that they're watching the video, Call them back 5 minutes later. Call that number. I've done this. Or you can send them an email and say, hey, I just wanted to follow up. I sent you a video yesterday or whatever. I sent you a video the other day, as you can say. And I just wanted to follow up to see if you had a chance to watch it. You know they just watched it. You got it from your email analytics software, right? You know that they just watched it, but you don't tell them that because that's a bit stalkerish, right? That's a little bit creepy. But you just tell them, hey, I sent you a video the other day. I'm just following up to find out, did you have a chance to watch it? Now, they just watched it. It's fresh in their mind. That's the best time to close. That's the best time to strike, right? And that works very, very well. Now that I'm sending stuff directly into a cold traffic funnel, it's a little bit different. The psychology is a little bit different. But instead of me following up with them, I'm making them jump through a couple hoops to get to me. So my conversion rates are lower, but the ones that come through are solid. And to be honest with you, Keith, I don't have a number for you, like an actual stat, like I did with my when I was doing it, because I'm not tracking it as much. Because essentially, and I should be, to be honest with you, I should be tracking those numbers more. I just haven't been. So, like, if I have Nazmul send out 250 emails in a week for me for a big campaign, and I'm getting, I don't know, 35, 40 people that actually hit the funnel, and out of that funnel, I only get 5 or so, that come through this other side of the funnel, and that's because that funnel does what I want it to do, and that's screen out all the tire kickers. So again, my friend, one of our students, Chris and I, are working on a project together, and we've got software in place now that's going to handle the emailing and the tracking and everything. And so we've got a couple campaigns that we're going to be launching in a few weeks, and I'll have a lot more data for you, more specific numbers then. I can't share that campaign information with you, but I can share just the raw numbers. So anyways, I know that was a little long-winded, but I thought that was important. All right, Valerie says, are you sending out follow-up emails or just an initial email? Excuse me, Valerie. Follow-up emails, absolutely. Like, for example, if I send out a blast and I don't get any, especially when using like point of mail, where I can look at it and see which ones have been opened and which ones haven't. Okay, so like sent, not read yet. You see this? So like I can sort by status. All right, so like these ones say sent, not read yet. So I could go target all of these people again. I could just export this list. And then say, okay, you know what? I just export the whole list, and then I sort, like I said, by status. And anybody that has sent not read yet, I would send them a second email with a different subject line. Same email, it's just a different subject line because it didn't get read, right? So for some reason it got buried. Now, some of these are probably going to spam folders, or some of them are going into email accounts, like webmail accounts that nobody ever looks at, like I talked about, like the info at. Like here's an info at right here. So some of them you're just never going to get through. But it's worth at least another shot, sometimes even a third shot. And so I just have when I'm having my VA, I just give them a list of pre-written subject lines. And they just go in, and when I say, okay, you know what, send out round 2, they just go in and change the subject line. They send the same damn email out, they just change the subject line. Okay, and that oftentimes will get more opens then. For anybody, if we go back and sort by status again to people that have read, a lot of the times what I like to do is sort by statuses that show a lot of activity. Like this one. Look at this one. This one I sent says 20 more customers per week was the subject line. And take a look at this. This guy read this thing 11 times and forwarded it 3 times. So these are the people that you should target first. Like these are your hottest prospects because they're showing through their actions that they're interested. They might not be. Remember, a lot of these people are nervous and scared. Think about it. They don't like to be sold to. But you can tell by this much activity on this email that this guy or lady was interested in this offer, but they didn't pull the trigger, right? So these are the people you can reach out to first because they're going to be your easiest sale because they've at least expressed interest, even if they didn't tell you they did. But you can see, actions speak louder than words that they're interested, right? So my point is that you can retarget those people and reach out to them again. You absolutely should, or you're wasting a lot of effort if you don't. You should absolutely follow up with them. Now, guys, by the way, something that I don't know a lot about yet, it's not because it's not something I have a lot of experience with, but I'm playing with a little bit, and I will be playing a lot more with once this big campaign goes out with my my partner Chris and that offline stuff that we're doing together, is a lot of these emails now you can put a retargeting pixel in them. and set up retargeting ads so that when somebody clicks on the email and it opens up the email, that you can have them pixeled so that now wherever they go around the web they can see your ads. That's something that we're going to be playing with a lot more in the coming weeks with that big campaign I'm doing with Chris. And so when I have some more results with that, I'm certainly going to do a lesson with you guys on how to set all that up once we've gone through it and actually have some results. But very, very cool. Somebody clicks on an email and all of a sudden now everywhere they go they see your ad. You know, it makes them much more likely to convert into a sale. Okay. Hopefully that was helpful. All right. You're getting cost per sale for the lead gen would be great data. Yes, getting a cost per sale for the lead gen would be a great data. I'm not sure what you mean, Keith. Your cost per sale for the lead gen? Cost per conversion, maybe? As you mean from a lead to a? I'm not sure. Are you asking about for when the whoever's buying a lead from me buys a lead, or on my end, how much does it cost me to generate a lead that converts to an actual client? Is that what you mean? I'm just, if you clarify that for me, I'll try to answer it. All right. Other than that, guys, we only got a couple minutes left. So while I'm waiting for Keith to post the clarification on that, I will talk just briefly about the affiliate stuff that we're going to be starting next week, the case study. I can tell you what my idea is. I want to do something in the personal development niche, something outside of IM. I have not done much affiliate stuff, guys, and all the affiliate stuff that I have done has been in the internet marketing industry, just because, you know, that's near and dear to my heart, and I'm, you know, I can write about it and do video blog posts and stuff about it very easily because I know it so well. But the personal development industry to me is something that is also I've got a soft spot for, because I've spent a lot of money on those kind of things that help me to, you know, like I think it's important for anybody that's an entrepreneur to keep their mind, you know, positive, keep feeding positive thoughts, you know, and positive stuff in your mind all the time. And so, you know, personal development stuff like motivational stuff, success, you know, success principles and all that kind of stuff has been a big part of my life as well. And so, although I don't listen to that kind of stuff near as much as I used to, because now it's all about like managing and maintaining a business. It's not about building it. You know, it's just the dynamic has changed for me. I still find that stuff incredibly useful and interesting, and I think it's important. And so, because of that, I'm passionate about it, and I want to get into the professional or the personal development. There's a couple other like synonyms or LSIs: professional development, leadership development, personal growth. Those are all different like terms that you can use if you were interested in looking into the same industry. But I'm going to probably set something up for that. I've been doing some research on my end to look for affiliate programs for that. There's not a ton of them out there, but there are a few good ones. And so I'm going to, you know, I actually found like 4 more today, affiliate programs for personal development products. And so I'm going to be going through several of those. I'll probably end up applying for several affiliate programs so that I can test them all out. But I plan on doing a full-on affiliate funnel. I'm going to be doing a lot of I'm probably going to be doing a lot of paid traffic for that. I know that most of you guys are here for SEO stuff, but I can tell you right now I've been having really good success with my affiliate funnel for the affiliate accountability group inside of the mastermind using YouTube ads, which we talked about. You know, we had a webinar 2 weeks ago with Justin Sardi about YouTube ads, and I've been finding a lot of it's been doing really, really well, performing well. We will do some SEO traffic stuff for the affiliate stuff as well, because that's absolutely a big part of you know, what we do. But I'm going to also be doing some paid ad stuff, and then I'm going to be doing some more with social media as well, because I'm finding social media, you know, we drive a ton of traffic into Semantic Mastery through Google Plus and Facebook now too. Which Facebook's the paid stuff mainly, but with Google Plus it's organic traffic that we drive. And so there's a lot of stuff that we can do with, like I just told you guys in Hump Day Hangouts earlier, that I'm playing with a bot right now that's for Pinterest. I had never had any interest in Pinterest whatsoever. But there's a bot that can automate a lot of the stuff, and I can see a huge traffic potential with Pinterest. And the personal development niche is perfect for that, because there are a ton of those quotes, those motivational quotes on pictures, you know, those motivational memes that are in Pinterest. There are a ton of those. So that would be like absolutely, and that's exactly why I bought that bot, by the way, was because I knew that I was going to be doing this affiliate for personal development. And I know that there's a ton of those images with motivational quotes on them that I can use to drive traffic to my offer or my funnel. And so I'm going to be setting that up. So we'll get into that in a specific detail next week. You know, I have bullet points and I'll lay out a plan for what I want to do. But I can tell you right now, with just the little bit of affiliate success that I'm having with my keyword funnel, my keyword tool funnel that I set up, for those of you that are mastermind, you'll know because you've seen it. But those of you that are masterclass, I've been playing with this for about 6 or 8 weeks now. And I'm making money from that funnel, and it didn't take a lot of work. I mean, I've got probably under 10 hours invested into that project, and it's making me money now to the tune of almost $250 a week. And that's freaking fabulous. And so I'm actually really loving the fact that I don't have any clients to answer to. You know, I don't have any bullshit to deal with, so to speak. And I kind of want to repeat that, and I want to set up a bunch of these little funnels, or either one big funnel or a bunch of little funnels, and start creating another nice stream of revenue from these little affiliate program or campaigns that don't require a lot of work. So that's why I think it's important. We're going to go through that, guys, and we'll see what we can do over the next few weeks. So hopefully you guys will follow along with that and actually build out a small affiliate funnel too, and start seeing results as we go through that. Okay. A couple more questions I see, and we're going to end. Keith, you said at your end, okay, so you want to cost, like how much does it cost me to get an actual lead to convert into a client or a buyer of leads? And that's fine. I don't know. Yeah, we can probably determine that data just from this existing case study, Keith, because I've got all my expenses. I'm tracking my expenses for you guys. I got to be honest with you guys. I am not real good at keeping track of that kind of shit. Like, most of the time, I really don't keep track of that stuff. I just know that, like, I just know, hey, I put this money in and now I'm making money from it. And that's a bad habit, I know, but it's just something that I've never really spent a lot of time. Like, thank God we have Adam and Semantic Mastery, because he does all of that stuff for us. You know?
Love
honestly,
my spreadsheets.
Yeah. I mean, it's just something I never really did. I should as a marketer. As we get, like, again, with paid marketing, you have to track that stuff, and I'm learning that through, like, spending money on YouTube ads and stuff, that it's important to track that stuff. But so, you know, hopefully I'll have enough data for you. But also, like I said, Keith, over the coming weeks, I got that other campaign that I'm setting up with one of our students. We're kind of partnered on some stuff, and we've got a lot of automation, a lot of software in place that will automatically track all of that for us. So that'll give us a lot of, like, big data that we can use to give you some better numbers on what to expect. Okay. Okay, if you pay a scraper $100, what revenue does that generate? Well, remember, if I pay a scraper $100, a VA, and I get a client that, let's say I go the easy route with this website, guys, and I rent it out for, I just do a flat fee instead of a pay per lead basis. And let's say I rent it out for $250 a month, right? And it costs me $50 a month to maintain the site, backlinks, citations, that sort of thing. So I'd be making $200 a month in profit on that site over the course of a year. That's $2,400 in profit, and minus the $100 that it costs to get that lead, right? So you're talking about a $2,000 profit on that $100 investment. So that's the way I look at it. Okay. All right. Last thing, Valerie says, what is the name of the Pinterest bot? It's called Social Multiplier. It's by Jonathan Ledger. He's just pushing it last week. It's I think it was only $47 or 100, maybe it was $97, but I bought it and I started playing with it, and it's doing well. Like, I've got more to do with it. I've got a lot more to do with it, but again, especially because I know nothing about Pinterest, I never cared, but I think there's a lot of potential traffic there. And in the Hump Day Hangouts earlier, so a couple people chimed in and said that they're seeing it does generate a lot of traffic. So, okay, 6 o'clock on the money. We're done.
Looking good. And I just popped the link in there for Social Multiplier in case you're interested in checking it out, Valerie.
Cool. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for being here. We'll see you guys next week. If you have any other outstanding questions or anything, just post them on the events page. We should be notified of them. Or if you're in the mastermind, post them in there. And thanks, Adam. We'll see you all later.
Have a good one.